Welcome back. Today we're in my kitchen this time. We're back in my kitchen because my guest did not provide a kitchen. My parents are home so we can't use their kitchen. So we're going to be cooking in my home. I've got my new guest today, Chris Wipf. Short for Christopher Wipf. He's got a lot of exciting shows coming up. He's going to be talking about them. He hosts a lot of events. He's involved in a lot of communities. There's lots to discuss. But in the meantime, as we're talking about all the stuff he's got coming up, we are going to be making some club sandwiches. The best club sandwiches ever. Everything is going to be made from scratch. That includes the bacon. I've made up the bacon, so that's going to be cooked off in a minute. I'll give the recipe for that. We've got the turkey in the oven. We're a couple steps ahead. We had a bit of a technical issue. Basically, we just got a lot of good B-roll. We've got about 30 minutes of B-roll right now. So we made up the dough. Chris, why don't you go through what we did to make our dough? I've got the recipe written down right here. Chris did everything, but he's gonna walk through. Pretend that you're describing it as when you did.
First thing I did was I got a cup of warm water, specifically 95 degrees
95 to about 100.
Well, I got 95 on the dot.
Okay. And why?
So the reason for that is it activates the yeast, and it allows the yeast to eat the sugar. And so with that water, well, obviously we had half a tablespoon of yeast and 1/8 of a cup of sugar. So all that combined to make a great little yeast. While I did that, I got together 2 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. Got that together in the mixer. Once the yeast was activated, we poured that all together. We mixed it up into a dough, and that dough is now over there resting.
Okay, a couple questions here. How do we know the yeast was ready? I taught him this.
Oh, it started to foam and bubble.
Yeah. Now, if someone doesn't have a thermopen at home, one of these bad boys, if someone doesn't have a thermopen at home, what can they do? What's a way to know if the water is warm enough for the yeast?
The way that Jordy described it was the temperature of like a hot tub. That's like just a little bit too hot.
What else do we do? The turkey breast. I'll read out the recipe for the turkey breast. Okay, so our turkey breast, the marinade I use for it, I use a 1/4 cup of grainy mustard. I use a tablespoon of just dried rosemary, 2 tablespoons white wine vinegar, and a tablespoon of honey. That's gonna make it up. I let it sit. I did this for like 3 days, and it's just cooking in a 350-degree oven right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna check on our garlic, because that could be close to done.
Checking on the garlic.
So we're going to be making our garlic aioli from scratch.
Yeah.
So we're going to blend that garlic. We're going to throw in a little bit of Dijon, a little bit of lemon juice, the egg yolks. Yeah. We're going to mix that, and the reserve oil is actually what we're going to use, because that oil's got a very strong garlic flavor.
Yeah.
So we're going to use that in there as well. So let's get that strained. This is my favorite strainer. Oh my God. Because it hasn't been on the floor. So next up, we're gonna make our homemade honey and mustard. This is obviously gonna go on our club sandwich. So first off, we're gonna start off just by making a syrup. We're gonna do a 2-to-1 ratio of sugar to water. So Chris, why don't you take it away?
So we're gonna get the cup, 1 cup that is, and we're gonna fill that bad boy up with some sugar. I don't know, you
can take the sugar and pour it into the cup.
That might be the
That's going to be a lot easier for you. Pour it like you mean it.
So we're going to add that to the pot, and then we're going to add, as Jordy said, half of that amount in water. So here, I'll walk across here.
Ooh. There you go.
There we go.
So you don't even, I just give it a little swishy swish, okay, and then we can just throw it on. It's going to rock medium. That sugar is just going to dissolve. It's just going to thicken. You can walk away from it at this point. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. While we do that, we can discuss some of what you got going on.
Absolutely.
I already know. Spoiler alert. I know everything. We've already done this portion of the interview. Okay, let's go trivia. That's how we started off again.
Yeah.
Did you get the mustard juice?
I got the mustard juice.
I want mustard juice in there. I don't want you talking about anything now. You have to eliminate one thing to promote.
Oh, you're going to say eliminate one ingredient.
No. Eliminate one thing that you want to promote. One show.
Well, there goes my stripping show. I was going to strip for you guys, but... Correct?
Yeah, I'll get you a little... Where did all your spoons go? Oh, we don't wash them. That's why.
Yeah, if you've got a little spoon, I've got a little bit of extra here by accident.
Just said I was.
I do run
got
some
trivia.
cool trivia shows. So every Wednesday I do a trivia night at Dandy Brewing. That's down in Ramsey. And it's a super cool brewery. It's a lot of fun. We do 3 normal trivia nights a month and 1 themed trivia night. So every month we'll do a different weird, obscure theme. For instance, for the month of March, it was I Think You Should Leave, the popular show. And for the month of April, it is To Be Determined. So.
What's that show?
Oh yeah, so that one is about this guy named Determined, and he is not very.
All right. So how many people do you usually like? How many people can you accommodate for the trivia nights?
I believe it's 40 or 50. So
Okay.
you can have a lot of people. You know, it's been filling up a lot, so I'd recommend calling it this number here. I don't know if you're gonna add it.
I was just gonna put your Instagram. You're putting a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just follow him on Instagram. He'll post it there.
Yeah. Did you say 2 of the honey or just 1?
1 of the honey, 2 of the yellow mustard. You know what? Let's go 2 of the honey.
2 of the honey?
Let's do 2 of the honey.
Why not?
So I got the
Sweeten her up.
spoon. So
Sorry.
that's why I did that.
You know, guys, I'm not very adept. I do okay at cooking. I'm certainly not a red seal. I'm not even like a blue seal.
It doesn't.
What would the worst
It's
classification?
not the same as like karate belts, if that's what you're trying to imply. It
Yeah.
is a little bit different than that ranking system.
Whatever the lowest level of cooking ability is, I am the sorriest man alive. I did get a little bit of mustard juice.
Is there pricing for your
There's 2 of
trivia
these.
nights?
Yeah.
two
Oh,
of
there's
those.
great prizes. So, starting soon here, we're going to be having something called the Wheel of Prizes. Okay?
Oh.
So the Wheel of Prizes is when you win, if you win, your team can choose to either take a prize, which would be a pitcher and a pie. So it's a pitcher of beer and a pizza.
Beer?
Yeah, a pizza of beer as well. Or you can spin the prize wheel, and the prize wheel will have a multitude of different prizes. Some super awesome, some less awesome, but all awesome.
We can give it a stir. We're just gonna wait on our syrup to do its thing.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm still waiting on the garlic to cool down as well. We can chop our veggies. We can get that ready.
Okay. I'm excited to see your knives. I imagine you have very good ones.
Oh yeah. They're kind of in need of a sharpening.
I've never sharpened a knife before.
Well, we're not sharpening them today. We're gonna do leaf lettuce. I am a big fan personally of leaf lettuce on a club sandwich. It's just nice, it's fluffy, it's delightful, and you just want to get nice thin. Are you familiar with making the cloth?
I'm not familiar with the cloth. Okay.
Okay, so basically, super thin.
Okay.
Okay, so you take that over.
Okay, so just like this,
Yep.
essentially.
But while you're doing that, we do have a little time we can talk upcoming shows. Chris is a comedian.
Right.
Haha!
Haha.
Okay, so what do we got shows coming up wise for ya?
Yeah, so me and the very, very funny Scott Belford are doing
Baseball fan.
He is a big baseball guy. Are doing a run of shows here in the Calgary and surrounding area. Here in Calgary, we're hopefully going to be down in High River and up in Airdrie as well. I'll have a link on my Instagram for tickets and for information about that.
You also got yourself a nice weekly comedy show too.
Yes, it's called Funky Business. It's an open mic comedy held at Bootleggers Sports Bar and Karaoke. I am neither sport or karaoke. It's a great little mic where there's everybody from pros to first timers trying it out. Here, yeah.
And then just keep grabbing and adjusting.
Okay.
And just go from there. You can even roll it up to make it a little easier.
Okay.
Just turn it into like a little burrito style thing.
Like I said, we have everything from pros to first timers. We actually in March had a group of guys from a fantasy hockey league, and the punishment was
Had to try
was
it.
doing stand-up comedy. Yeah, here.
It's like, hey, your punishment is what
I do
people
for
do
fun.
as jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the comedy night of Bootleggers, how many comedians would you say you get out a night?
Varies. We usually have at minimum 5 and at maximum 13. So it really is just kind of who's out in the scene. We have a lot of people since we are the only open mic in Calgary right now. We do have a lot of people who are out of town,
On that
dropping
night.
in for spots. Yeah. Oh yeah, on that night.
It's the only comedy show in the world, right? Like I need it to be nice and plump and whatnot. If it's mushy or soft, I'm like, get out of here. Like,
Look at that tomato, everyone. You can see how good that tomato is from here.
speed up the stroke a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And just kind of watch where your fingers are.
Once this is cleaned and dried, it goes back to the knife case.
Stay tuned on Chef Jordy.
It's also not how we're gonna do it, but
This just in on Chef Jordy.
well,
I'm giving you lots of good sound bites. Clubhouse.
I really wish you would have just helped get us sound.
Whoa! I fucked up the sound.
He didn't even tell me this was happening today, and I have to be quiet all afternoon.
Don't.
And I gave him lights.
I'm really big on the lights.
Costs a lot of money. Now, when would we use that shot?
Seriously.
I didn't say you were. You just kind of took the reins.
No, this isn't directing. This is camera work. If I was directing, I wouldn't even be involved because this is shabby. Okay, go.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even have audio.
Let me double check.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
All right, let's finish off this honey mustard.
Got a simple syrup here with the honey mustard.
Heck yeah. You can just mix it with this fork. I don't like seasoning to taste when it's hot because since it is something that's served cold, it will taste kind of different. So we want to make sure that we get the integrity. Our bread dough doubled in size. It's
Wow.
looking good. I don't want to use too much flour. That's going to make it really tough and not good. Just kind of want to give it a push, right? When it rises, it creates a lot of bubbles. You can kind of hear them popping and stuff.
Yeah.
We want to pop all of those bubbles. We'll ask the same question we did back in the audio difficulty days when we were audio decimated.
Still crazy.
Sell,
that
your,
happened.
sell yourself on our comedy, on your comedy arc.
No.
We just walked up and just did this exact same thing at the same time. It was awesome.
It's
And
phenomenal.
we were like Siamese twins who shared a brain. Anyway, but sell yourself on your solo stuff.
In my solo stuff.
On your solo stuff, yeah.
Well, I'm a pretty wacky comic. I think I like to really have fun with my comedy. I think that's the biggest thing.
You should see what he does with a rolling pin.
Yeah. I think that my comedy is very fun. It's very me, and I think that a lot of comics, they have a really good act, but that's what it is. It's an act. I feel like me is just an extension of what I am. So I'll be yelling, I'll be screaming, I'll be saying weird stuff, but that's just what I find funny and what I like to do.
It's him.
And so if you want some real authentic comedy,
Gonna throw it into here. Just want to seal it shut. Pinch these underneath. Right. Just kind of run from here. There we go. I'm gonna let this sit for another like 30, 45, just until it puffs up a bit. There we go. Done and done. We've got our egg yolk, we've got a scoop of the garlic in there, some lemon juice, and some mustard. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna take, first off, the reserve garlic from when we cooked it, right? And you're gonna slowly pour it in while mixing. So don't split my mayonnaise, okay?
don't what?
Don't split my aioli
What do you mean split?
if you mess it up.
Okay.
You'll know.
So just like that?
Yep. What we're making is called an emulsion. Alright, I'm getting a camera alert. We're gonna have to charge the battery.
Okay.
Basically, we're just gonna do this till we get the right consistency, the right thickness, and then afterwards, we are gonna slice our turkey. We don't need to watch that. We're gonna cook the bread. We're gonna cook the bacon. We're gonna assemble our sandwiches. I got waffle fries to eat them with. Here with me, you're my guest, not Connor's. So our loaf is done. We fired that in a 350 degree oven for this took about 33 minutes. She's good, she's nice, got a good weight to her. Smells delicious. So we're just gonna let that cool down. In the meantime, I've got the oven turned up to 375. This here is my homemade bacon. So we got half a teaspoon of curing salt, half a teaspoon MSG, half a tablespoon chipotle, half a teaspoon cayenne, half a tablespoon garlic, half, I don't know, it says Q something to oregano. I think I had a typo, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna guess teaspoon. Half a tablespoon smoked paprika, half a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. You can cut the brown sugar out if you like to cook your bacon on a frying pan, because if you do, then that brown sugar is going to burn super easily. You're going to let that cure for 7 days. You're going to smoke it at 250 till it registers at 165. Speaking of 165, the turkey is out. We brought it out, we let it cool down, sliced it up thin. So we're just going to fire that bacon into the oven. When you're cooking mass amounts of bacon, the oven is the best way. Do you want to talk? You haven't talked in a while.
I can talk.
Okay, what do you want to talk about it?
You know, you had a lot.
I know, I had a
interesting
lot
things
to
put in
do.
there.
Chris, have I ever told you about my pepper cannon?
No, you haven't. Let's-
Okay, so it is the best pepper grinder on the market, okay? This thing, every twist, you're gonna get about 10 times as much pepper as you would out of a
That's
ring.
insane.
Right? Nice
Oh my
and
gosh.
sweet. You got the mustardy, that's something you get at like Pita Pit.
That's like the best honey mustard I've ever had in my entire life.
I know, I've tried to recreate, like, I don't know if you've had Pita Pit or something. I worked there in high school, and every time I go to like Subway or something, I was like, nothing beats the Pita Pit honey mustard. I don't know what they do, but that's what I go for, and I think I've got that down. So we're gonna toast them in the broiler. We only want to toast one side, and that's gonna be the inside. So you want the soft outside, that way when you bite into it, it's not gonna scratch the roof of your mouth. Bottom slice is gonna get our aioli.
Okay.
Nice little swipe of aioli. Burning my hand. Okay, we're gonna get the lettuce here. We want the lettuce not in the same place as not touching the bacon, right? Just because we don't want the lettuce to warm up.
Okay.
We'll get nice tomato. There we go. Nice little tomato action. And then we'll go 3 slices of bacon. We're heavy on the bacon, right? We want the bacon and the turkey to be the stars of the show. And then you want to spread some mayonnaise on that?
Yeah, it's a little hot.
I'll do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What's the next slice, right?
Yeah, so this is going to be our middle slice. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to do and mustard on it. Not a lot of mustard.
Just a little.
So the mustard side down.
Okay.
And then this next part is just strictly turkey. So it's just getting turkey. So we got that. All right, we'll hold it up to the camera. So that's what we're looking at right there. That is the sandwich. Let's cut it in half here. Oh,
That's insane.
there we go. I don't have any toothpicks. Cheers. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So we got the bacon and the turkey. That's the star of our show. Great flavors there. That garlic aioli and the mustard complements it so well. And of course, you get the freshness of those veg. Oh yeah.
This is fantastic.
Now, obviously, if you don't want to put in the effort that we did, you don't have to. But if you do everything homemade, trust me, it's gonna be so much better.
It speaks for itself. It's
You got
fantastic.
the garlickiness, everything. Oh, Chris Wipf. Check out his shows every Monday. Bootleggers, Wednesday Dandy Trivia, and touring with Scott Belford.
In April.
I don't know why I said his last name that weird.
Yeah, I know you know
In
him.
April, I know I met him, but I changed up his name. I decided.
Follow me on Instagram at Chris Wipf Comedy.
Yeah, I'll put them there because his name is spelled really weird. Okay, that's it. I never learned to sign off. Frozen fries. Don't bother cooking your own at home. It's just not worth the effort. Frozen's always better. That's not a good sign off. Okay.